Here's where we picked up, and we already built a nice little feature on one page. You take a test, right underneath the result, there's a button that says set a goal for this. You put out a target, and it lands on your dashboard. But it only lives on one test. The whole premise of the platform is every measurement we record should work the same way. Now, the easy move is just copy that button onto every other page. We didn't because there was a rule waiting for us in the plan. Build the shared foundation first. One small source of truth every page reads from. That test exists. Every direction is better, which one can even hold the goal. And here's the thing, I want to watch for almost none of these. The hardest part was the feature. It was getting the foundation that actually matches reality, which it didn't twice. So the foundation, we built a tiny index. Think of this as a table of contents for every measurement. For each test, it holds four things: its name, its direction, counts as improving, whether you can even set a goal on it, and the friendlier title. That's it. On purpose, it is not stored units or the scoring math or the vague ranges, because these are already live on each test. Copying them into a second place is how things quietly drift out of sync. The one part we treated like a serious science was direction. For most tests, higher is better. More reps, more distance. But for a timed walk, lower is better. You want to be faster. And there's a sneaky one, a fall risk score, where a higher number is actually worse. Get any of those backwards, the app would congratulate you for getting worse and never throw a error. So we signed off on four lower is better tests, one at a time, like we'd sign off a equation. Foundation laid, or so we thought. Now here's the first surprise. Before building a feature, we did what we always do. We read the code first, no changes, and we turn it out to the foundation. We just shipped the real bug in it. When we file the registry, when each test file named, but the save code does something sneaky. For a simple one answer test, actually saves your result under the test name, not the field. And for a handful of tests, these two are different. So the registry was pointing at names the database had never used. The goal set on one of these would go looking for a database that wasn't there and just never completed. It had been hiding because the one test was built on so far happened to be the case where two names matched, and the fix wasn't the change to the code. The code was right, the real data was right, the registry was wrong. When your node and your live data disagree, you trust the data every time. And then it happened again. We couldn't just patch the four names we'd found and move on, but because the names fed the scoring, we ran the real check. One harmless query that asked the database, list every name that you have actually saved, and confirm the four, and then showed us the bigger one we haven't seen coming. 5 of the tests, grip strength, arm curl, sit and reach, are two-sided. You did a left and the right, and they're saved as two separate things, not one. The registry had them as a single test, so the real fix was 9 tests, not 7, and 5. For those who split in the left and right, exactly the way our cat phrase did, already handles it two-sided. The good news is the direction never changed, so all of the careful sign off still held. We just had the names wrong. Twice caught before a single user hit it. And that's the system. That's not the system failing, that's the system working. So the feature, and here's the payoff of doing all the foundation first. The real feature was small. We took a proven button from one page, pulled it into a single reusable piece, and made the real read everything from the registry. The single direction is better. What the unit's like, what the repo reps or seconds, and switch it across the whole 2 weeks assessment. Every field gets offered to it. The registry decides no second this to maintain by hand. 43 tests light up with a button, including left and right buttons on two-sided tests. 8 correctly stay dark when your weight, your height, the yes-no screening questions, and where the goal doesn't make sense. And before any of this went live, we tested the logic in Sandbox. 10 checkpoints, 10 passes, including that it saved under the correct names and points you the right direction on every test. Then we put the real sites to the check it for real. And the big one, the thing that most needed to see, worked. The lower is better logic held, had never actually ran in a real member before, because until now nobody had a goal where the lower was the target. So we made one, a walking speed goal, 6 seconds down to 5 seconds. Entered a faster time. It completed. The test did exactly the opposite. Not once did the goal complete on the worst number, which is the whole ball game, because that kind of mistake never throws an error. It just quietly lies to you. 43 buttons show up, 8 correctly saved hidden, and which we look straight into the database. Every goal we saved under the correct names. The original test we started from, working still, untouched, and is live. So what is the lesson? 2 things. 1, we shipped a foundation and we ourselves found it wrong. 2, the second time worse than the first. And I want to be clear. This is not us being sloppy. This is the whole point of reading the live code and the live database before you build. Because notes drift, even notes you wrote yesterday, and the only thing that can't lie to you when you're running the code is the real data. Both mistakes got caught before a single number even hit them. The process that finds the own errors before users do is working. 2, directions is the trap that never announces itself. A goal that completes when you actually got worse doesn't crash. It just quietly tells you a lie about your own body. For a platform built to give people numbers that they can trust about their health, that's the worst thing you could do. So we treated it like science. It is. Sign off, test it, prove live in both directions before we trust it. The number has to be right. The number is the product. So what does this actually mean for you? Simple. The buttons that you turn any results into goals, the one that you used to live on a single test now lives across your whole baseline assessment. Over 40 measurements. Your grip, your walking speed, your waist, your balance. Take the test, and right there you can commit to the target and see every single time you log in. And every one of them is scored the right way for the test. Sometimes better means bigger number, sometimes it means a faster time. And the app just knows this is the thing we set out to build. The future you want for your body turn it into something concrete. You can actually watch yourself move forward. We started with one test to prove it worked. Now it's everywhere you measure. Same engine, same trust, checked live. That's the marginal decade defended one goal at a time.